Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to another wonderful episode of Pack the Bank podcast. My name is Cody. I am here with my wonderful friend and co-host Aaron, as always. And today we have a special guest. Our man Colin, aka CK, is in the building. Aaron and CK, what's up?
What's going on, brother?
Let's go. Let's go.
It's gonna be a great show, man. We got a lot to talk about today. We got stuff for the draft. We got Panthers and Packers corner. Stuff to talk about our respective franchises. I know you guys just got a new head coach today, so that's pretty exciting, but we'll talk about that later. Aaron, what do we got cooking up first?
Man, we'll jump right to the games this weekend. I mean, it's kind of the most important thing going on in the NFL right now. Nothing better than pretty much everybody can agree that the four best teams are the last four in right now. The way I like to look at it, we'll start in the NFC wise, but I think the NFC are the two best all around built teams, and the AFC is going to be the all around top two best quarterbacks in the NFL. So it's going to be interesting. But the NFC Championship, man, I'm excited for this one. I think this one's really going to show about Brock Purdy. Rather, is Brock really that guy, or has he been getting carried these last however many weeks it's been?
Yep.
So, that'll be an interesting story going on because a lot of people's not liking Brock, but a lot of people do. I personally would like to see Brock keep striving. I think it's cool, and I'm cheering for this 49ers this year because C-Mac, I mean, we need them to lose because I need their picks, but at the same time, for a feel-good story for me, go C-Mac and then go 49ers.
Yeah, I'm cheering for a loss.
Yeah, I think me and you, Aaron, are pretty much on the same page. Obviously, I think CK's cheering for a loss, as he said. But yeah, man, I really liked what I've seen out of Brock Purdy, especially down the stretch. I really don't think that anybody expected him to be playing nearly as well as he has been. Obviously, you and I have been talking about it on the show, but it's looking to me like he is definitely going to be able to at least compete for that starting job in San Fran next year, which is well deserved on his part. That young man has came out and played and did absolutely everything and pretty much above and beyond that the 49ers have asked of him. As far as the Eagles go, I think Jalen Hurts is great. He's another great feel-good story from this year because just to kind of see how everybody was kind of almost writing him off a little bit last year to come out this year and do what he's done. It's pretty phenomenal. So I'm pretty excited about the NFC Championship game. Obviously, I wish that our teams were in it, but that's just kind of how the cards fall sometimes. But I'm glad that we're getting a pretty good championship game this weekend.
Oh yeah, I think both games are going to be just fantastic. Anything you want to add, Colin?
Well, obviously I'm cheering for a Eagles W because I want the better picks. But I just think I think this is a game where Brock Purdy can solidify whether or not he will be the starter next year or not for the 49ers. If he wins it, are you really going to bench the guy that took you to the NFC Championship? I don't think so. But I think as the things go on this show, you have to give a prediction. I got Eagles 24-17.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Man jumped right into the prediction. Didn't even wait.
I know. Wow.
Didn't even hesitate.
Wow. First time on the show, he's already jumping in, man. Okay.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Okay.
Man, this is the thing. Is me and Cody talked about it last week. Could you bench Brock? Is Brock really going to be the first? Is he going to be the starter next year? It's like we don't know yet. Of course not.
Yep.
And then right after we get off the show, ESPN went off on my phone and was like, Brock Purdy pretty much has that secured, and Trey Lynch could possibly be on the trade block.
Yep.
Now, with a couple things being said, first off, I think that he should get, if anything, as of right now, it's an open competition.
True.
Next year, going and walking in. And you tell Trey, look, we took you at 3. So I would hope that you win this. But if you don't, you gone.
Well, and I think that's what it should be. Yeah. And I mean, I know that, like you were saying, like, I mean, man, we've been talking about this for a while now, but like, even if Trey does win, you know, you're still gonna have Brock back there, and one of two things is gonna happen: either Trey's gonna lose the job because Brock is just gonna they're gonna know what they have in Brock Purdy, or another team's gonna take Brock Purdy, and they're gonna have to trade for him because what Brock Purdy has shown, and I mean, it's not luck anymore. Like this man is in playoff football. He's been playing against teams that are giving them the best of what they have, pretty much at this point in the season. If you're in the playoffs, you're giving them your best football, and he's been able to look at it and be consistent. Correct me if I'm wrong, but has he thrown a pick in the playoffs yet? Because
not that I can remember.
I don't think he
has.
He
threw any interceptions?
No, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he might have thrown like one, maybe, but like, I mean, this kid's something special, and he's definitely going to be a name that we'll probably be hearing for a long time.
Well, either way, next year, he's only through 4.
Yeah, only 4.
Okay, that's not bad. So still, but either way, next year, to be honest with you, I think one of the San Fran quarterbacks is getting traded. It'll either be Trey or it'll be Brock, because somebody's going to come after Brock. Whether if he doesn't start, somebody will want to come after him. Will San Fran take that trade? If you got him at the last pick and somebody sends you a second or third, yeah, take him. Hold on, roll it. Give me that second.
Yep.
To be honest with you, that 7th round pick ain't really worth nothing to me. So, but then if they won't trade Lance, does San Fran really think they're getting a first for him?
No.
Trey
Lance will
2 years of injuries and haven't seen much of him, and it's like
he's worth a 3rd round pick, probably at best, and that's being pretty generous.
That's pretty generous.
Honestly, I'll say it. It's Trey Lance probably has the same sample size right now that Jordan Love does for us, to be completely honest. Yeah. And he's supposed to be the starter. Jordan Love was not supposed to come in and be the starter. But you know, that situation.
Yeah.
I think it's time for you boys to do your predictions.
Yeah, we'll drop it real quick. Give me the Niners. It's gonna be close, man. It's gonna be tight. Give me a defensive game. Give me a 12-15, 49ers.
Ooh, that is a defensive battle.
Well, you got to think, man. It's literally the number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense, and I'm pretty sure Philly has like a top 5, if not top 3 defense also. So it's like it's going to be a defensive battle. It's not going to be an air raid. Absolutely not. Both teams are too well-rounded built to be a 40-point plus game for each team.
Yep.
I completely agree. I am also going to say it's going to be a defensive battle, which is why I don't think Brock's going to throw 3 touchdowns this game like he has these last couple of playoff games that he's played. I actually think it's going to be done on the ground with your boys CMC, man. Give me the Niners in a 21-23 win. CMC goes for 262 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Good God,
man.
My man get 262. CK ain't got no choice but to cheer for him then.
Yep.
I give you that one.
Look, man, that Eagles defense, the one thing that it's bad at is run defense. And CMC is a top 2 running back in the league.
Hey, all I'm saying is you get in the red zone and you need a little 5-yard touchdown pass, you just dump that off to CMC and we good. That's all I'm saying. Well, I gotta learn how to do some betting because I'm gonna start betting CMC for anytime touchdown during these games, man.
Unless you're the 2013 Seattle Seahawks, then you throw it on the 1-yard line.
Man, good thing we don't like those teams, so it doesn't matter. Next game, the game of all games, Mr. 3-0 Joe Burrow going into, as they're calling it now, Burrowhead, because it's not Arrowhead, because Burrow owns Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. Yep. It is disrespectful. Now, is it disrespectful enough for Joe Burrow to lose? I don't know, man. We've back-to-back weeks of us being wrong about Joey B, man. Dude's he's nice. And I don't dislike Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow.
Mhm.
But my thing with this game is you're not getting, I don't care what they say, you're not getting a 100% Pat Mahomes.
But
That
do you
hurts.
need 100% Pat Mahomes
Yes,
against
absolutely.
that defense?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't buy that.
Absolutely.
I don't buy that.
Because you have a higher percent chance of winning. Because now when the Chiefs defense isn't all that. Let's not forget that. So this is why you need 100% Pat Mahomes. Because if you're down and you need a 98-yard drive, Pat goes to run out and he's not 100% on that ankle. All it takes is one trip. He trips and falls down, rolls that ankle again. Chad Henne's in.
Yeah, but Chad Henne's a goat.
Chad Henne came in though and cleaned up.
The Jaguars, calm down.
Okay, but these
Comparable.
are also the Jaguars that made a stretch and actually made it into the playoffs. So let's not hate on the Jaguars for a second, because they were a decent team this year, man. They're not the same Jacksonville.
All I'm saying is I want to see 100% Pat Mahomes, because then Chiefs fans, if they happen to lose, they can't be like, well, he may have won and he still may be undefeated against Chiefs and us, but Pat Mahomes wasn't healthy, so he's lucky. You know, I don't want that. I don't want that narrative being pushed around.
Yep,
I feel that.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is fair. So for this game, I'll be honest, man. I've learned not to bet against Burrow, but I've also learned that playoff Patrick Mahomes is that guy. He is that guy. So I'm still saying, look, I understand your argument about him not being 100%. I get it. Let's not forget, though, Patrick Mahomes doesn't always have to move around in the pocket to make those passes. I mean, now they look good and they're cool, and he's very agile with them. But Patrick Mahomes got a strong arm, man.
Right.
He's the whole reason that Madden introduced the bazooka, the X Factor, man. I mean, he can stretch the field when he needs to, and I think he's gonna, especially with that offense that Andy Reid's running. I think he's gonna be able to get it done. We're gonna go right into predictions. I've got the Chiefs beating the Bengals 27-24. Another close one, because it is championship weekend, and I think that these games are going to be they're not going to be blowouts. These are debatably the best four teams in the NFL right now. So I mean, you look at any of these guys, and this is where the term "any given Sunday" really comes into play. Because I mean, I could see either one of these Super Bowl matchups happening at this point. So, what you got, CK?
So for me, I also have the Chiefs winning it 28-24. Really, I just think it's going to come down to, can the Chiefs capitalize on the Bengals' offensive line losses?
Yep.
They have Chris Jones. Can he step up? George Karlaftis, can he step up? If they can, I definitely think the Chiefs can win this with not a 100% Patrick Mahomes. However, if they don't, Joe Burrow will cook them easily. So I really just think their D-line's going to feast more than, the Bills did.
Right. And here's my argument on that before you do your prediction. We've seen Burrow last year be the number one sacked QB and still make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, my thing is just like, Burrow could literally have the worst O-line, but that man still finds a way somehow, man. It's ridiculous.
But you could also argue that's the reason they lost.
Well, it was. Well, it's the same reason Pat Mahomes isn't 2-0 in Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's 100% true.
Both. So I mean, I mean, I feel what y'all saying 100%. But I don't know, man. It'll be an interesting game. But go ahead and finish your prediction. I'm sorry.
I already said it's 28-24 Chiefs.
28-24 Chiefs. Okay, cool. Man, I think is Chiefs O-line kind of beat up too?
Don't think so.
No, okay. I think actually, Chiefs O-line is 100%.
I think they're 100%.
Oh, okay.
And Creed Humphrey's only gotten better. So
yeah, Creed a dog.
Creed is
I like dog. Creed. I was hoping we'd have drafted Creed, but hey, it is what it is.
That's bad.
Man, this year, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I hope y'all are right because I'm picking the Bengals, but I'm gonna take the Bengals by a touchdown. Give me a 38-31 Cincinnati game.
Mm.
I think Joe Burrow is
I respect it.
the Burrow revenge tour has been something to watch. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I definitely could see Kansas City pulling it out because after watching that Baltimore game, I wasn't impressed. And that's why I said last week, oh, well, Buffalo should take this easy if they come out playing like that. But the issue was Cincinnati took it to heart because they were already starting to sell this game for Buffalo and Kansas City. So they took it to heart. They went to Buffalo and beat the snot out of them in the snow at their own building, which is highly disrespectful. Started turning Stephon Diggs, against Josh. Josh Allen and all that, man. It's gonna be the Bills is gonna be an interesting team next year, man. But it's hard to bet against Burrow right now, dude. He's so freaking just getting hot, man. He keeps getting anytime I bet against him, he's always like, I don't think so. And he throws 4 touchdowns versus the Bills, and it's like, okay, well, now what?
He will do that to you. Can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? And I just got to get this off my chest. I've been thinking about this for quite some time now. Why is it that these teams that either have bye weeks or they are heavily projected to like make it all the way to the Super Bowl, make the playoffs, right? I'm talking to you, Minnesota. I'm talking to you, Buffalo. I'm talking to you, Dallas. Why do you guys all come into the playoffs and completely just disappear? What is the point of going all the way and getting so close to where you want to be and then just disappearing? Like you saw how this Bengals team played in Baltimore.
Yep.
Watch the film. You saw what their weaknesses are. Watch the film.
In big moments, man, some teams just can't seem to do it. Dallas has been doing it for 26 years, man. That's why Dallas is the most hated NFL team and the most hated franchise and the most hated fan base because they just lost. I promise you, there's Dallas fans already going, I will see y'all next year. I'll see Super Bowl year next year.
We them boys.
Shut up. Yeah, shut
and all
up
them Super Bowl tattoos.
Yeah, man, dude. You know how many Super Bowl they got Super Bowl 50 tattoos of the Cowboys right now somewhere walking around. There's somebody in jean shorts and a Armani or who is it? Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper
jersey walking around right now talking about we could have won back in Super Bowl 50, but we didn't. So when we win, I'm gonna cover this up with a real win. You know what I'm saying?
Real one, baby.
Somewhere overseas, there is a small child wearing a Cowboys Super Bowl 54 jersey.
Yeah. There are definitely those little kids over there wearing Super Bowl 50 Carolina Panthers shirts, and I'd like to get one.
That's
true. I'd be the only one to have it over here. That'd be kind of cool.
It's okay. I'm sure they're wearing Packers Super Bowl 45 shirt. Oh wait, we won that one.
Well, that's cool. I'm so glad y'all won a championship 15 years ago. I'm so happy for you guys.
Shots.
Yeah. Oh man, let's rock and roll, man. You want to jump into Panthers Corner real quick?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have, along with our new segment of Packers Corner, we now have obviously Panthers Corner because this is Pack the Bank, where we have a show about both of our respective teams. So Aaron and CK, since this is y'all's team, man, I'm gonna let y'all get right into it, and we will hop into Panthers Corner.
Yeah, man. Pretty simple. There's not really too much to talk about today. Just the one main thing. And that's your man, Mr. Frank Reich.
That's a fire, by the way.
Which one? You talking about the right one, my boy Sam Mills? Yeah, hey, that's heat. That's heat.
That's fire.
I need to see them uniforms come back out because them uniforms is kind of fire too. I can't lie.
Fact.
I'm here for it. Let's get some throwback uniforms, man. What are we waiting on?
Hey, those do look pretty good, man.
I'm excited for Frank, man. A lot of people, a lot of Panther fans wasn't happy. You should have hired, man, Steve Wilkes. Okay, here's my argument. When we hired a college coach, everybody said, y'all know the history of hiring college coaches in the NFL right out. They're not good. They're terrible. Look at the history of hiring an interim head coach.
Not great.
They're not great. And you want to know another reasoning why you don't? Watch Indianapolis this year. I put $100 on it. They hired Jeff Saturday.
It's gonna be rough.
Apparently, he's a leading candidate right now.
Well, the thing with Jeff Saturday is like he came into an already bad situation where the coach, I mean, who was Frank Reich, had pretty much already lost that locker room, and they were at a point in the season where I don't think that they could turn it around like they would want to. Obviously, they didn't have certainty at quarterback, and that went all the way back to when they had, and of course, this was not Jeff Saturday's fault, but I mean, this is back when they had Phillip Rivers after Andrew Luck left. I mean, the Colts have been an organization for the last going on now about 4, maybe 5 seasons that has a spectacular defense. I mean, they're very underrated as far as like talking about them goes. That defense is pretty stout. However, when the best thing you have going for you is Jonathan Taylor, you're not going to get a whole lot of traction.
Cody, you're talking about the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
I was talking about the Colts.
No, but a stout defense that was the entire team was based around their running back, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
They have a good offense with Michael Pittman or DJ Moore. They've got Mo Alley Cox, I guess, if you want to consider him a tight end, but that's like saying we got Tommy Trimble. Their O-line is great.
Yeah.
Our O-line is great now. The only issue is you have to draft your own guy. And the only reason, and if you look the last 4 years, Frank Reich has had a top 10 offense 3 of the 4 years. The only year he didn't was Jacoby Brissett. Not Jacoby's fault. Jacoby's a great quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacoby's here next year as a backup. It's just what he does. He follows Frank, whatever. I'm cool with it. I like Jacoby. He's a great backup. You can win football games with Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. I mean, he did it for Cleveland for a long time.
Yeah.
Also remember that year's the year Andrew Luck retired out of nowhere, and that's why Jacoby had to start.
And that's a big reason, in my opinion, why Frank Reich is not in Indianapolis today. If Andrew Luck was healthy and didn't retire, I think the Colts would look a lot better than they do right now. But when you can bring in Matt Ryan, an old Matt Ryan, and a 1 year away, a last year Phillip Rivers, and still have a top 10 QB or a top 10 offense, I ain't hating. But that does not mean you go draft or you go trade for Derek Carr. Now, Panther fans, calm down, because I promise you, like my boy down here, CK, is going to agree with me. The first thing Frank Reich that Tepper probably said was, we're not trading for a QB.
Yeah.
Unless you're trading up in the draft, you ain't trading for an old QB.
Yep. You got to learn your lesson at some point.
Exactly. And I
think fail
Tepper
3 times and then do that.
This is the first step of Tepper showing me that he's got his head out of his rear end and been like, okay, let's go offensive now. We've always went defensive. Ron was defense when I got here. I went to rule route. That was one of the worst things in Panther history. Let me try an offensive mind, because I've already got my defense set. My defense is stout. My defense is good enough to win us football games when need to be.
Yep. Let's
build this offense. Frank Reich is a run-heavy offense. I would definitely expect we will be probably drafting a late-round running back this year. So just be ready for that. Chuba will probably get used a lot too. We'll probably be on the 2 running back thing, because they was over there in Indianapolis with Jonathan Taylor and
Nyheim Hines.
Yeah, Nyheim Hines.
Yep.
Which wasn't a bad thing, I mean, but still, They did fire Frank Reich after an 11-5 and a playoff berth season.
Yes, they did.
I mean, he started off the next season crappy, but you know what? The season before he was 11-5. But I'm pretty sure last year they had some injuries, or this season.
Last season he went 9-8, and he lost to the Jags to miss the playoffs.
Yeah,
I thought he made the playoffs last year when
that was the year before that.
Yeah, that was the year before. It was with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers made the playoffs. Then he got Carson.
That was the year. Was that the year that Taylor went off?
No, that was last year.
Yeah, that was last year.
So yeah, I thought
that's
Taylor
when Carson
went off
Wentz
the same year.
was the quarterback.
Yeah. So he
Still
had Carson Wentz and Jonathan Taylor, and he almost made the playoffs.
I'm gonna tell you right now, hey, that man had Carson Wentz looking nice. Carson was not awful last year.
He wasn't awful.
He was not. But look, this is my thing,
he's not
right?
great, but he wasn't awful.
Not great, not bad.
This is my thing with Frank, right? I think that he didn't need to go into that meeting with Tepper today, thinking that he was gonna, trade for a veteran quarterback, because if you remember, and I think I'm right on this, so correct me if I'm not, but Frank Reich drafted Andrew Luck.
Nope.
No.
He did not?
No.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Now, Frank has never had his guy, but he came in thinking he had his guy because Andrew Luck was still that man. He was still that dude. So he was like, "Oh, I got Andrew Luck. Oh yeah," because Andrew Luck was supposed to be the next like Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Well, he was for a little bit.
He was, yeah, absolutely. This man had some really high highs, but he had some really low lows.
Yeah.
That's the bad part. The injuries caught up with him and everything. But and apparently another thing is Wright came in and had already started doing his own little interview with coordinators. This man's already got a plan.
Yeah, he got a plan.
So he's already talked to people that he wanted, which I think Tepper was like, interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's what you want to see, because so obviously I fumbled the bag on my point, but what my point was going to be is that I think that Frank pretty much saw what he had in Indy, and he was like, okay, cool. We've seen Andrew Luck. Okay, cool. We've seen Carson. We've seen these older dudes that are here for a season or two and then leave. Let me see what I can do as far as developing a young dude, whether that be CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, what have you. And let me see what I can really like mold into, because like he's probably looking, and this is what I'm going to tell you right now. It's a good thing that he started talking to coordinators, because I guarantee you he's starting to get with those coordinators and be like, what kind of quarterback would you like for your system? Because now when they go into into draft night, they can all be on the same page and be like, okay, cool. Let's go CJ Stroud because of his throwing fundamentals, or let's go Anthony Richardson because if we want to run heavy offense, okay, cool. Now we can do RPOs.
Right. It's where Richardson's going to be more your developmental guy. Where that's where, if you want to bring Jacoby Brissett in on a 2-year deal, 1 year he's going to do where Anthony sits and then learns behind Jacoby for a year.
I got a hot take for that.
Understands that's fine. Understands, feels the game itself. And then next year it's all AR. Now, at the same time, AR could come out and could be a completely different person. He could come out and beat a man.
Yep.
Then that's all. Then that's AR. Then I ain't against that at all. But I'm against trading for a veteran QB. If they could go sign, they could bring back Sam for all I care on a 2-year, $8 million deal. I don't.
Where I thought that was going.
Well, to be a bench player,
just to be there,
just to be there as a veteran presence. That's fine. But I don't want you trading or bringing in. Don't bring in Tom Brady. No, absolutely not. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you. But from what I'm hearing, rumor wise, CJ Stroud seems like the guy that Carolina has their eye on. I think that's kind of a Tepper thing too. I think Tepper's like, look, this guy's nice. So, but when it comes to coordinators and stuff, I'm hoping Vic Fangio. If he can pull Vic Fangio in to defensive coordinator, that's gonna be nice. Now offensive coordinator, man, I haven't heard nothing.
I haven't heard anything either.
But
I almost
Your hot take about Anthony Richardson.
Oh,
yeah,
my hot.
yeah,
I was
go
going to
ahead.
wait for the QB thing before we did that because I know we're going to go to that. But my thoughts on Frank Reich, really, I think it was the right decision. And a lot of people are saying it's not. I've always wanted an offensive guy, though, so I'm a little biased.
Right.
Just wanted something different. He has, every time he's gotten a QB, if you look at it, well, except for like Phillip, because Phillip had a bunch of good years when he was younger, but they've all had good seasons, or they've all improved from what they were beforehand. So I think that's good, obviously, for if you get a rookie QB, he's going to put him in the right position to succeed, which is what you need to happen. I also, as you've said, and I've said a lot, he's not going to make the same mistake by just going, okay, veteran QB, switch, veteran QB, switch, because he would have never gotten the job, because there's no way David Tepper's going to let that happen for another 3 seasons or whatever. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on it.
Oh yeah, and that's why I agree with you with the Anthony Richardson, because AR could come in, and everybody knows he's a developmental guy. Should he be taken at 9 or traded up for? Absolutely not. I don't believe so. But if he's developmental, I do 100% think that you could trade back, acquire more picks, and still get him in the late teens probably. But where Carolina sits right now, you don't have the option to do that. You are so QB hungry because, let's be honest, Carolina low-key is kind of a QB away. There's a couple little holes that need to be filled, but the biggest hole right now, and like everybody's like, yeah, well, we could use another receiver. We could use a tight end. Okay, you're right, 100%. But when you say the Carolina Panthers, what do you need? The first thing you say is a quarterback.
Yep.
So, but
you only go as far as your QB.
Right, exactly.
That's absolutely facts.
So, but yeah, I'm happy with Frank Reich. I really am. And before anybody says, well, what if we get in on the lawsuit? I think there's a loophole, and I think it's because we can't be in that lawsuit because.
Oh, we're already in it.
Are we?
Yeah,
his
legal team already team already said something about it.
Well, tell me this: how could we be in it when he was only the interim? He was literally an interim. Let's be honest, is technically a fill-in coach. Yep. You're there because the other guy got fired. Yep. You didn't have the job secured anyway. We never told you, it was never written in concrete. Now, if we'd have signed him and made him the head coach and then fired him next year, yeah, you deserve it. But how can we be in it if he technically wasn't the head coach?
Because their argument is whenever David Tepper said something about it, whenever someone asked them like, can Steve Wilkes get the job when it first happened, he said that he needed to do a tremendous job or something like that. In their opinion, going 6-6 when you were projected to have the first overall pick is a tremendous job. Having games in December mean something to them. It's like, okay, he should have gotten it. That's what they're saying.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree that Steve was definitely a top candidate. Now, I'm be honest with you. I think he was. I think he was over Kellen Moore. I don't care what they say. I think Steve had it over Moore. I think it was Reich, Steve, Kellen, which is crazy to me because I was really hoping it was going to be Shane Steichen we got, but apparently his interview went to crap.
True.
And I'm kind of thinking that Steichen. I think Steichen did that on purpose, 100%.
Probably.
Like I could definitely see this man being like, I'll wait till next year.
Yep.
But I don't know, man. Like I don't want people to be sitting around. I ain't playing, I ain't getting into all that crap. But I enjoy Wilkes. I'd love to have him back on the staff. He's not gonna be. It wouldn't, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. Like I said earlier, it wouldn't surprise me if he was on 85 dropping to the ATL right now, knocking on the Falcons' door, talking about some out of spite.
Payback time, baby.
I'll be your DC.
To this day.
Y'all can have him, man. I like Steve Wilkes. I got nothing but love and respect for Steve. He did something that Matt Rule couldn't do in 3 years, and that was win more than 5 games.
True.
So good for my man, man. I hope whatever he does, wherever he goes, man, it's good for him. But I think this was the right move. We need to see an offensive-minded guy for once. We've never had one, and I'd love to see what this guy can cook up.
Yep,
so,
I agree with that.
With that though, man, we'll jump into Packers Corner with my man. Hey. This is more you than anybody. Whenever you want that thing, you tell me, and we'll pop it up.
Okay. Yeah, man. So obviously welcome to Packers Corner. So there's not a whole lot going on right now as far as Packers news goes. Um Aaron Rodgers went on Pat McAfee on Tuesday and he said some things, but it was also kind of some things that we already knew. He talked about how he still needed a little bit of time. He said, it's not going to be long now that he's going to make his decision. But from what it sounds like is that Rodgers wants to play, and that's great. He also talked about restructuring his contract. I think Rodgers is trying to make some kind of leeway or some headway here with the front office to be like, look, I want to retire a Packer. I think he knows that his time's coming up. I know last week I kind of talked about, we could see him getting traded and all this other stuff and him going to different spots. And while I still do think that that's a high possibility, um, I think that the one kind of theory that I've had for a long time, and actually CK knows about this because we have a separate chat and I talk about it quite often, or I've expressed this theory before, is I think that this is going to be Rodgers' last year in Green Bay.
Yep.
I think it's going to be his
This
last
past
year.
right?
No,
coming
this
up here?
upcoming season.
Yeah, this season.
I think this season will be his last season as a player and as a Packer. I think that the Packers, and you guys already know where I'm going with this. The Packers pick up Jordan Love's 5th-year option, and then towards the end or the middle part of the season, they look at the record, and they either say, "Okay, cool, we'll see where Aaron takes us," or if the record is bad and it looks kind of like it did this year, I think as painful as it might be, for Rodgers, I think that they're gonna
You bench him.
yeah, they're gonna have to sit down with him. I think Russ Ball and Brian Gutekunst and Mark Murphy are gonna have to really sit down with him and probably Matt LaFleur and be like, look, we restructured, so we're not in cap salary hell anymore with your contract. You already had the voidable years, and we just think that it's time. So we're gonna see what we got in Jordan. But thank you for everything that you've done. And I don't think that it's going to go over smoothly, but I fully see Rodgers coming back. Now, if he doesn't, and the trade market heats up, and he goes to the Jets, like a lot of people are projecting, all I'm gonna ask for is a 1st-round pick from this year's draft and Elijah Moore, and then a bag of chips.
You're not getting a first.
What kind of chips?
I 100% think we'll get a first.
Somebody is stupid. I'm sorry. I just it's like trading. And everybody's gonna say, "Well, Brady had a down year." That's cool. So did Rodgers. So it's like it's not worth. I know what you're gonna say. Rodgers came off back-to-back MVP seasons, and that's great if you're trading him right after that MVP season. But now you're trying to trade him after a down year. So it's like now is Rodgers deteriorating?
No, Rodgers down years are some QB's best years in the league.
You could say that about anybody. About
really.
Brady, about Manning, about people like that.
Okay, yes. About like the greats. Yeah, you could say that. But like I'm just saying, like,
what's Tom Brady's trade value to you?
He's a first.
You think Tom's a 1st-round pick?
He's only a first. But
that's
he's
what's crazy, man. Is this like you got to think of another thing though. But them being age is a main thing, dude. It's like you're going to trade your first this year.
It's like buying a product, man.
For a 38-year-old quarterback.
Dude, it's seats in it's butts in seats. They are going to pay that money to go see Aaron Rodgers.
Look, if I give you a first, you eating like a third of that contract.
I mean,
you're eating a lot of that. You're eating like
that's less than what we had before.
I think saying Rodgers is a first is more fair than Tom.
But
Tom's not worth a first.
I mean, I don't think either one of them's worth the first because of their age. I think age is a really big thing. But I've seen crazier things happen. So, I mean, I've seen David Johnson get traded for DeAndre Hopkins in his prime. So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers for a first would probably be fine too.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Crazy trades happen all the time.
I've seen some crazy crap, man. So y'all might finesse the Jets at a 2 first. If y'all do that, man, I'd kick Aaron out of Green Bay, man, for that. But I don't know, man. It'll be interesting.
It's definitely Washington trades for another quarterback.
It's definitely gonna be an interesting offseason, man. I think that
he's going to an AFC team though.
Oh yeah. If he gets traded,
the Patriots.
Oh,
he's been linked with the Patriots for so long,
and then they trade for D-Hop.
The Patriots are not trading for D-Hop. They're just not.
Lamar leaves Baltimore.
No, you're not, dude. Don't do that. You're like OBJ. We might. This guy. We might. And then you go, nah, just kidding. I'll take that. Third string tight end you got there.
Good to goose. You have to prove something.
So I mean, you know, man. I don't know, man. The Raiders are another team you got to watch out for. I think they're more on the Tom Brady train, but I think you could watch them too. He's not going to an NFC team.
No,
Rodgers ain't going to an NFC team.
Well, he is going to go to one.
I think you trade him. I think you trade him to Minnesota.
You're a disgusting human being.
Or the Bears.
You're a disgusting.
Give him to the Bears, baby.
Y'all take Justin Fields, man.
I hope CJ Stroud gets drafted by the Saints.
Oh my God, that would be terrible for CJ Stroud.
It'd be terrible for you too.
Burns picking to eat, baby.
Yeah, what you talking about, man? I got a Burns, baby. I ain't worried about it. And I got a JC Horn who likes to pick off Saint quarterbacks.
Well, it's not like CJ Stroud can beat his rivals anyway.
We have a Jair Alexander and Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary who
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man.
Chance.
Well, we got a YGN. That man get cardio for 4 quarters a game. I ain't never seen a D-line run so much and not make a single play.
Hey, look, I'm just saying.
I got love for YGN.
Smith doesn't like Aaron Rodgers, so if Rodgers goes to the Vikings of all people, Zadarius Smith's probably coming back to the Packers.
He gonna make a Brett Favre move. He gonna go to the Jets, then he gonna come back and go to Minnesota.
No, so I'm actually glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because on the Pat McAfee show, because I was listening to it today on during my ride. Rodgers said that, look, if he gets traded, he said this straight up, and I wish I had sent in the clip to the show, but I didn't have time for it today. I only had time for the one, which we'll show in a little bit. But look, Rodgers said today, if he gets traded, he doesn't say that he doesn't want to do the same thing that Brett does. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but he said if he gets traded, there will not be any spite. He's not, there's no animosity. He understands it's a business. Like he fully is aware that, you know, he has a very large contract. He also understands, to your point, that he is a 39-year-old quarterback, which means that, you know, if they decide to roll with Jordan, he's pretty much saying, all right, cool. That's what they decided. I still feel like I can play, so I'm still going to go play. But I could not see Aaron Rodgers doing it. And I know people said it about Brett, but I truly could not see Aaron Rodgers being like, you know what? The Packers did me wrong. Like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to play against them. I just don't think that Aaron Rodgers is that guy. And truthfully, I don't think that Brett Favre ever should have done that because Brett Favre kicked Brett Favre out of Green Bay, if you want my honest opinion.
Well, Aaron is kind of more lenient with Jordan Love. From what I'm hearing, what I see, he doesn't mind having Jordan connection. Love there. Brett Favre hated Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, he did.
Like in your first interview about him, you go, "What are you going to help to get?" It's not my job to teach Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Well, that's when the cancer started coming into your team. And that cancer, sad to say, was Brett Favre. And it just kept growing and kept growing until he was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I ain't dealing with it. And then, did Brett Favre ever win a Super Bowl with y'all?
Yeah, 96.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Against the Patriots.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
But
Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, it's insane the amount of like similarity there is between the Favre and Rodgers scenario.
So there is a lot
Both
of
get older.
similarity.
They draft a first-round QB, and let's be honest, Rodgers probably wasn't happy about it, but now he's like, it is what it is.
Yeah, well,
But
because I think that they've had that 3 years together, and Rodgers has seen Jordan develop, and he's talked about it on the Pat McAfee show, and I'm sure
I
that you've listened.
I listen to Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. They're my
Yeah,
favorite episodes.
yeah. I mean, I love hearing Aaron like just like really talk, but when he talks about Jordan, it is a completely different vibe from when Brett talked about Aaron. I mean, Aaron is like, look, like I've helped Jordan out. You can see it in Jordan's throw. You can see it when you watch film of him. The little like throw like on the tippy toes thing that Aaron does, and then goes back to being flat footed, or like how he reads the defense and stuff like that. That's vintage Aaron Rodgers. Like that was not taught by a quarterback coach. That was taught by Aaron to Jordan, because he's like, look, this is what I do. Like, try to implement it, and he did. That's why I think that this is going to be a lot smoother of a transition. I think if they have to do it mid-season, it'll be a little bad, but yeah, it's not going to be a Rodgers Favre situation again. I think it'll be a lot better passing of the torch, if you will.
You want me to bring up that video file?
Yeah, so let me give it a little bit of introduction. So pretty much the recency bias of big media. I sound really old saying that, but pretty much the recency bias of like the big sports media world would have you believe that that Aaron Rodgers is pretty much all about just winning an MVP. Tuesday on the Pat McAfee show, he had this to say about that.
Everybody wants to win MVP. Everybody who plays the game wants to be MVP. Like, yeah, you want to win a championship, 100%. Like, you want to go down in history on a championship football team. But everybody wants to win MVP too, any sport. You want to be recognized as the best of the best. Anyone who says they don't is lying or non-competitive, and either one of those I don't want to be a part of. So everybody who plays wants to be the best, wants to be recognized. And then if you don't win it, you always say the right thing. Oh, it's more important to win championships, But of course, everybody wants to win it. There's been a lot of guys who played the game. They haven't got an MVP vote. Like, and you can rest on the championships you won, but you still want to be recognized as the best.
Yeah. So he said that, and this is the stuff that the big media world, that like Undisputed, First Take, these guys will not show you. This is where you really have to go and get it from the source, right? Like Aaron Rodgers is not the selfish quarterback that people make him out to be. Like he understands the game. He understands that he wants to be the best. He feels like he can still play at a competitive level. He still has that drive, and he wants to compete. But it's not just for like self awards. He wants to compete for a championship. He said it there. He said it multiple times. Like he wants to be on a team that's going to compete. He doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. A reload is fine. He said those are fun. He said it on the Pat McAfee show last Tuesday. But I mean, he's not the selfish dude that everybody makes him out to be. Like he is genuinely just trying to play the game of football because that's what he loves to do. He loves the grind, and he just happens to be a 4-time MVP.
Yeah, and then that's when Pat went on to say that back in like 2008, I think he was talking about how he almost won an MVP.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I love Pat McAfee, dude. That dude's freaking just amazing.
He's
Great
so
guy.
funny.
That dude lives the best life ever, dude.
I'm gonna need him back in the WWE soon, though.
I expect it
That would be
coming.
cool.
Royal Rumble's Saturdays, so if he doesn't surprise everybody and show up at the
Number 30,
I'd be surprised. But yeah, and Rodgers is right. Everybody wants to win MVP. There's people that never get votes. Drew Brees, Russell Wilson. Those are two very good quarterbacks. One of them is a future first ballot Hall of Famer. I'd argue Russell is too, but it depends on how the rest of Denver goes for him.
Honestly, yeah.
But Drew Brees is a walking first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
So, and he didn't get a single MVP vote, which is
That is
so
crazy
weird.
to think about.
So, like, you really have to think about what this man. I'm talking like 5,000 yards, multiple seasons, 30 plus touchdowns, and never got a single MVP vote. And I hate the Saints. I can't stand old Scarface. But you know what?
Couldn't be the
That ain't
Panthers.
right. Yeah. Should have been a Panther. He should have been a Panther. You should have just requested a trade and said, send me to Carolina because I'll win a Super Bowl, probably multiple, and I'll get MVP.
We'll get at least one MVP vote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, but he didn't. He wanted to be a dang, a Saint, which, why be a Saint when you can be a sinner?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo.
I didn't know about that one.
I just thought it come out a little bit. Hey man,
let's move on.
I'm a child of God, brother.
It sounded better up top.
Yeah, it sounded much better up top. Man, let's do this, man. We'll jump into Cody's QB rankings real quick. For this, before we go into the actual breakdown of all the QBs.
Yeah, so we got the 2023 NFL draft. It is right around the corner. We got the QB rookie class up. My top 5. Number one in the draft's got to be Bryce Young, man. I mean, he was the best quarterback in college football last year, and I don't think that's very contested. I think that he's the most NFL ready as far as decision making goes, as far as throwing the football goes. I just feel like this young man's going to do a lot of great things in the NFL. Next up, not very far behind him, and somebody that has been strongly linked to the Carolina Panthers, Mr. CJ Stroud from the Ohio State University. CJ's good, man. He's got those fundamentals down. He's just like Bryce, where he can throw the football. He can make any throw that you need him to. He can sling it all over the field, but he can also use his legs to get there where he needs to be. The last 3 that I have up here are pretty. I'll be honest. You can pretty much put these 3 guys in any given order, in my personal opinion, but this is where I kind of like him. So next up, I got Anthony Richardson, just because I feel like he plays a lot more complete game than my last 2. Even though he is seen as a developmental project, I don't think he'll need to develop for very long. I like his poise in the pocket. I like his throw. I think it's very snappy. He definitely has a lot of zip on the ball. And he can also use his legs. He's a big physical guy, and I like the way that he holds himself together. Will Levis out of Kentucky. He's your traditional quarterback, man. He'll sit back there in the pocket. He'll look for the open receiver, and he'll throw it. His comparison.
He's an NFL style corner. He's in an NFL style offense too, which is kind of a helpful trait for him to have already.
It's very helpful, and I think I don't think this is official by any means, but I could see a lot of weirdly enough, a man that we talked about earlier, Brock Purdy and Will Levis. I think that he kind of sits back in the pocket a little bit, evades things that he has to, but he does most of the time make the right throws. I think that there are some things that he could have done better in the season with decision making, but that comes with experience and practice. Obviously, you're going to get that a lot at the next level as you're sitting behind somebody, probably a nice veteran quarterback who can take you under their wing or not, Brett Favre, and have you figure it out. Then I got Mr. Hendon Hooker, who unfortunately before his injury against Clemson, he
got injured against.
I don't remember who it was, but he was looking like a very promising prospect. I think he still is. I think even though I have him top 5, he'll probably be a day 2, day 3 draft pick. But whoever does get him, I think is going to have a Malik Willis situation where you're getting a very good quarterback late in the draft. So
yeah, you are. But the only issue, 2 things on Hendon Hooker. One, he's 25, So it's like, has he already reached his peak? Because when you draft a 21, 22-year-old QB, it's like, okay, you've got 3 to 4 years to develop them, and that's going to get to their peak. At 25, QBs are normally at their peak, and now it starts that down. So it's like that's a big flaw for Hendon Hooker, is him being 25.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that hurts him. I think he was a redshirt freshman, so I think that's the reason he's right. Am I wrong about that? I know he went to West.
No, he was. He was a redshirt freshman.
Okay, yeah, and me and Cody actually played against Hendon Hooker.
Yes, we did.
Remember that? That was brutal. It was not a fun game.
So much fun, losing 55-0 and Hendon Hooker throwing 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
wow. He was
running
winning when we got to college.
I think he ran for 2 more too. So yeah, we know all about Hendon Hooker. I'm cheering for him though, man. I like Hendon Hooker. But what we'll do now is we'll jump into kind of the same thing. I'll go one by one on who my number 1 quarterback is to my top 5. It's actually pretty much the same exact list of yours, but mine's going to be more of a breakdown over every quarterback. So right here, we'll start. Best QB this year in this draft is, by a landslide, it's Bryce Young. This season, he had over 3,000 passing yards, 27 tutties to 5 picks, with 147 rush yards to 4 rushing touchdowns. Everybody says he's 6 foot. I think it's kind of give or take a few. He may be 5'11", if anything. So I think he's probably right around 6 foot. And from what I'm hearing, he's at 194, but he's trying to get to 210. He's working with a nutritionist right now to get to 210, so he wants to be a little bit bigger. His pros and all these pros and cons, man, I got from different draft websites, so they're not from me. But it's kind of just based on what I've read and also what I've been an Auburn fan. I've seen a lot of Bryce Young this year. So pros, man, he's quick-footed and balanced and dropping back and scanning the field. He's a leader of men. We've seen that multiple times. He's a very confident passer and shows good accuracy and feel when in rhythm. Dude, watching him just sit in that pocket and just feel like he's the king of the world because he doesn't have to worry about anything. It's crazy to watch with Bryce Young, man. He will literally just take a few steps back and just stand there and literally will scan the field. Like he has that much time. That's just an Alabama O-line thing. So I will give him that. But at the same time, man, like the slightest bit of pressure, he could duck and dodge, but sometimes he tries to stay in the pocket. And instead of backing up and losing 5, he may walk up and gain 3, which is a big thing when it comes to QBs. He's extraordinary with accuracy to all levels. That I've seen that man throw 5-yard dots, and I've seen him throw 65-yard dots. It's insane the amount of just beautiful. I mean, it's crazy, man. And he's confident in the pocket despite the pressure. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. But his cons, man, and I think this is where it hurts him the most, is he's undersized and he's short of stature. I don't care what anybody says, he can be the greatest QB of all time, but if he's 5'8", everybody's going to be scared to draft him. It's just how it is. And sometimes he trusts his arm a little too much by trying to stick passes late when in the play or when off balance. Not everybody can throw great off balance run passes. That's something I think he could pick up on, but if he doesn't need to, don't do it. If you got to throw it away, throw it away.
Yep.
But you want to add anything?
The only thing I want to add is to the pros. You pretty much touched everything on the cons, and it really goes to the pressure. What I think everybody needs to remember is during that Tennessee game, even though they did lose, if you remember that final drive where he got them in field goal range, the Tennessee fan base was so loud that it registered as an earthquake.
It did. That's right.
And Bryce Young still got down the field in time to get a field goal. Now he missed it, so you can take that away if you feel like it. But to me, that's not
Bryce Young though.
That's not Bryce.
They can't blame that on Bryce.
Yeah, but it's still impressive that you were literally in an earthquake-like environment, and you drove down the field in full composure and gave your team a chance to win it. I
I
think
know a
that's
couple.
the
I know
biggest
a
thing.
couple. I know a couple QBs has been in earthquake type environments and drove down
Oh,
the
yeah.
field and scored a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Watch him do it in Seattle, baby. But yeah, man, I just like I said, it's Bryce is Bryce, man. I mean, Caleb Williams was probably the best QB in the college football this season, in my opinion. But I think if there's a 1A 1B, Bryce Young is probably the 1A or the 1B in that with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Bryce is my number one too.
Yeah, Bryce is for this. Number 2, man, and the guy that we've got linked to us the most is CJ Stroud, 6'3", 218. He's big like that. Love big guys. This season he had
Pause.
okay. Like big guys, pause. 33, little over 3,300 yards, 37 touchdowns to 6 picks, and 77 rush yards with 0 rushing touchdowns, which was kind of surprising to me. I had to check that on 4 different websites because I was like, "There's no way, man, this guy didn't run for a single rushing touchdown," but he did not. CJ's pros, man. He cycles through the reads quickly, so he's quick about boom, 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 boom. He gets the ball out quickly, which is always good, definitely in a collapsing pocket. Instead of wanting to, tuck it and run for 5, he may be able to be like, okay, you're open, boom, dump pass. And instead of getting 5 with his feet, he can throw the ball and get a first down, which I'm cool with. I'd rather you play smart than play hero ball. There's no need to play hero ball all the time. Accuracy and has elite ball placement. He's kind of like Bryce when it comes to ball placement. Bryce, of course, is probably a little bit better, but accuracy-wise from the stuff I've seen of CJ, watch it, and dude, I already like CJ. CJ was my top Panther candidate because I knew you wasn't getting Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
But watching that Georgia game, hey, I fell in love with CJ Stroud. Pause. That man he's nice. I'm gonna be honest with you. If it wasn't for that kicker, Ohio State wins that football game. 100%.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
He's got the athleticism, of course, at 6'3", 218. I mean, it's whatever. And then he's incredibly productive quarterback with elite tangibles. He's brought wins to Ohio State, but he's been really productive at Ohio State. But at the same time, man, he's got the right tools to be a really great QB in the league. Like he really does. He got the size. He's got it all to be a great QB. But I know everybody's gonna be like, "Well, Ohio State QBs don't pan out." You're right, but relax. So, Justin Fields is looking decent, but let's get him some help first before we start putting Justin Fields off as a bust.
Absolutely.
I know you don't want to hear that, but still, I think.
Oh no! See, this is the thing, right? I actually am dreading the day that we play the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields comes out and just has it figured out.
Yeah,
because
if Justin can figure it out and gets the tools, Chicago could be nice.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like now listen, the Bears are always going to suck. Okay. However, certain players on the Bears, as well as certain players on the Lions and the Vikings, I do have a certain amount of respect for, i.e. Aiden Hutchinson on the Lions. That kid's a player.
Jamal Williams.
Well, I got love for Jamal.
Hey, Jamal Williams is crazy, man. That man said he said Kaze. I don't even know what he said, bro. But that last game against y'all, when he did his introduction, I loved it, man. His little anime thing.
Swagakaze.
Yeah, Swagakaze, Akaze. I was like, I don't even know what he said, but I loved it.
But he's a trip, man.
I love him, dude. He's awesome.
Yeah, but I like CJ for y'all, man. I really do.
Yeah.
I think CJ would be great for y'all. I think he'd be. Don't even say what you're about to say for this. But
no, don't say it. Please, say he's going to be the first CJ Stroud.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll say he's going to be the first CJ Stroud, but he's going to look a lot like another Carolina Panther quarterback.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Jake
I don't maybe Jake Delhomme, but because the next QB we're gonna talk about is gonna get the same comparisons. And as a Cam stan and as a Panther fan, you're not ever gonna see another Cam Newton. You're not gonna see a 6'5", 245 quarterback that is gonna do what Cam did. I'm sorry, you're just not, in my opinion. I got to see it with my own eyes to believe it. And neither one of these QBs did what Cam did at Auburn, in my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair.
And on a 1 year thing too. Only one season he come out and did what he did. Yeah. Cons for my man CJ. He needs to improve his footwork to become a more consistent thrower. He does have a pretty timely wind up. It takes a minute for him to really pull back and launch that thing. Sometimes he does try to force passes. Like I said, hero ball is not needed.
Yep.
We're good. I don't need hero ball from anybody. I see enough hero ball in Buffalo, and it's right now it's slowly taking himself down the totem pole of QBs because he's played too much hero ball. Not every pass Ken Dorsey and Josh Allen need to be a 65-yard Hail Mary.
Yep.
I promise dump passes are okay.
And if you guys remember last week and probably the week before that, we talk a lot about it. We do not like hero ball on the show. There is no room for it. Aaron Rodgers does it, and now Josh Allen's starting to do it. We don't like it.
Yep. Right. And another thing the last thing when it comes to not so good things with CJ is he struggles sometimes to create opportunities to stay in control. I mean, you know, he may try to force a pass and throw an interception when they're up by a touchdown. We don't need, like I said, it all comes back to we don't need hero ball. If you got the lead, relax.
Yep.
Just chill out. You know, do your thing. Y'all got anything about?
Only thing I want to add, this is more a personal thing. So it's not really, it's not good, it's not bad. But I think during that Georgia game, as you said, you really saw him use his legs. Yeah. And he looked insane whenever it happened. And my only con is he should be using his legs a lot more than he did during the regular season. Because imagine how insane they would have been. They're already good. But imagine he did what he did during that Georgia game the entire season.
He'd probably have 7+ touchdowns rushing.
Yep, and that's my point. Like
that's why I was surprised he didn't have no rushing touchdowns.
Yep, and that could be the Ohio State offense. I don't know. Didn't watch it enough, but
yeah,
if he can do that in one game, start doing it some more because you're insane.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that he had 77 rush yards all season. But in the postseason, I think in that game against Georgia, he probably ran for more than 77 yards. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have surprised me. I don't know the exact stat, but man, my third QB on the board, and between this one and my fourth one, they're very interchangeable. But in my opinion, I'm with Cody. I've got Anthony Richardson, man. He's got the tools, man. He's got the build. He's got the tools. The biggest thing is he played 1 year. He started 1 year. I'm sorry. But the thing, you know, a little over 25
touchdowns,
a little over 2,500 yards, 17 passing touchdowns to 9 picks, 654 rushing yards with nine touchdowns. He is what CJ Stroud could be if CJ Stroud would use his legs.
Yep. Like
he was just talking about. Mm-hmm. They both are, you know, but when it comes to Richardson, man, it's pros. He's an elite runner, as you see. He's got the build, man. He's 6'4", 230. So I already know what the comparisons are, but I'm tired of hearing them. So yes, he's got the build for it. He moves effectively and can throw on the run. His throw on the run is nice, and he has one of the strongest arms in the draft. There's a video that just come out like last week of him throwing a 40+ yard pass
in the bucket.
Dude barely even moved. He's just like, and just breadbasket it. And I was like, okay, it's pretty nice.
That's nice. Impressive. Yeah, that's really impressive.
And all his cons, in all honesty, are because he only started 1 year. His decision making. Yeah, he wasn't great this year decision making. He only started one season. If he started 3, I don't think that decision making would be there because he's developed over time, but he hasn't because he's been sitting behind Emory Jones and people like that. His pre-snap play recognition, because he hasn't started long, so he doesn't really know everything. Like, you can watch as much tape as you want, in all honesty, but until you own that field doing it, and to my opinion, you're not gonna really learn unless you're doing it and you see it on the field, because then you're making the quick decision making instead of the when I see it on tape, I can do it like this. No, it's like, hey, they're doing this. Here's the package, audible this, audible that, whatever. His consistency with he's just like, he'll have a game where he'll throw 4 touchdowns and rush for 1, but then he'll play against Vanderbilt and throw 3 interceptions and lose. So it's like, like, you have all the tools. Why are you not constantly being that, and no hate on Vandy, but everybody knows Vandy's the joke of the SEC. So it's like, you should be torching Vanderbilt, not throwing multiple interceptions and losing that game.
Well, but I also think
and his limited experience.
Yeah, well, but I think that those limited experience and then consistency kind of come hand in hand with what you were talking about. I mean, he's only had 1 year to start in the offense. So, of course, he's not going to be consistent. It's like name a veteran quarterback that has came out into a new offense and just performed right off the bat. I mean, barring, when Matt LaFleur came to Green Bay in that first year. I mean, yeah, we made the playoffs, but like for pretty much about half that season, I mean, it was just Aaron Rodgers figuring out Matt LaFleur's offense. And
it's kind of like the same with Brock Purdy right now.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like I said, the guy's he has all of the tools to come in and technically really could be a day 1 starter.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think he would be better. I think personally, to me, he would be better if he did wait a season.
I'm the opposite.
But
yeah,
if he comes in and wins it out, roll on, champ.
See, because I'm one of those people that's, for AR especially, I think, this is my hot take, I think maybe not day 1, but some point early in the season, Anthony Richards is going to start if he comes here. Keyword there, if he comes here. Because for me, it's, if you watch that Florida season, he not like, the limited experience, but you saw him get better as the season went on. Yeah. So he was not good at the beginning of the season. I mean, he was trash, to be real. Then towards the end of the season, you started seeing stuff clicking. And another thing, very important, I don't think it's on here. He is extremely good in the pocket. Some people don't want to give him credit for that. He steps away from defenders, steps up in the pocket, steps out of the pocket.
He barely got sacked this year.
Yeah. He is insane when you
watch it.
Which is
impressive for pocket presence.
Yep. And then this kind of goes into consistency, but there are times where, and this is another thing that's a lot of NFL quarterbacks can't even do, sometimes they can't do. He looks off safeties all the time. Not all the time, but a lot. There's a good amount of time where he looks off a safety. So you don't have to teach him that. So if you have a guy where you don't really have to teach him how to look people off, he's good in the pocket, he can run, start giving him some easy plays to get him in rhythm, get him moving, and see what can happen. Because I think that's what Florida didn't really do, was they didn't just try and give him easy throws and just hit him. He also trusts his arm a little bit too much, because I've seen him throw 10 yards halfway across the field, miss a guy because he's on his tippy toes.
Yep.
And he's floop. I'm like, okay, that was stupid.
Yeah.
Which, when you're 6'4", why are you on your tippy toes,
Yeah.
Like, you could see, bro.
Yeah. So
but I
personal favorite.
Right. To me, my personal favorite is CJ Stroud, and y'all know he has been for me for a while.
Yeah.
And the only reason it's not young is because I knew we're not getting young. We wasn't bad enough to get young. If he doesn't go to Houston, you go ahead and just drop Houston as a franchise. Let's just be honest.
Will Levis goes to the Texans.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. That would be the craziest thing ever.
Would it though?
But we've seen worse from Houston. They took David Carr over Julius Peppers in 2002. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, if Carolina cannot somehow get CJ Stroud and they draft AR and AR, let's say, like CK said, AR doesn't start the first 3 games. But then at that 4th game, if he starts, Okay. I'm cool with it. I'm for CJ or AR. They're my top two Carolina Panther wants because we're not going to get young unless you trade up. And I think that if we trade up, we're not going to get trade up to one. I think it's going to cost too much. Mm-hmm. But even from the stuff I'm hearing, man, it sounds like CJ is our guy. That's who we want. So, and I think you're not against CJ.
Oh, I'm not against CJ at all. Okay. My thing is more so just like, there's something about AR where I watch him and I'm like, if you get it right, he's going to be insane. And I think Frank is a guy that could get it out of him. Right. Now, obviously, CJ's insane too. I'm not trying to say he's not, but I think, I don't know. There's something about AR, man, that just.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, if you can hit on AR and you correctly get him right, top 5, 100%. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I'll argue with anybody.
Swing for the fences.
He's got it, man. I'm telling you. But we'll try to get done with these kind of fast.
I'm not gonna say nothing about Will Levis. That man, he decent. I like him. If we pick him over anybody on that list, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. If them other three that we just talked about get drafted and we draft Will Levis, I won't hate it as much.
Yep. Fact.
But let's real quick, man, because we got some mock drafts we're gonna get to, man. That's everybody loves a good mock draft. Yep. This season had a little over 2,400 yards with 19 passing touchdowns. With right now, he's had the most of 10 interceptions. And he also had 2 rushing touchdowns. I don't know why I didn't put his rushing stats, but I don't think it was many.
It wasn't.
He's 6'3", 232, so he's kind of got the Anthony Richardson build to him, but he's just not the athletic Anthony Richardson has as athletic. His pros, he's got an elite arm, man. The guy can throw the ball, and I think this is where, in my opinion, this is where the Colts are going to fall in love with him because, believe it or not, I think Will Levis is going to come out and pull the Zach Wilson. And he's going to have amazing pro days. And he's going to make a throw that everybody's going to be like, oh, my God. That's
I can't believe he's not going to the Senior Bowl.
And that's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's dumb, in my opinion.
He's a physical runner. And, that's cool and all, 100%. I'm all for it. But as somebody that has watched for 11 years of a quarterback that was a physical runner, that'll catch up with him.
Oh yeah.
He has an elite quick release, so it kind of goes with the arm talent. I mean, he's fast and he's got good ball placement. His cons, man, his field vision is not very great. He stares down his primary receiver, which as a corner, that is the best thing a QB could ever do for you.
Absolutely.
Pressure detection can fluctuate both ways. And he can be rushed into making non-ideal decisions by pressure. So if the pocket collapses, my man just might do the F it OBJ down there somewhere with the man and pass. Yep. So if y'all got anything to say about Will, I'll let y'all say. If not, I'm gonna go on to my next guy.
Not really,
He's
man.
Number 4 for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like when I was going over the guys that I had on my top 5, I looked at Will Levis and I was like, he'll get picked, but I think it's almost going to be like, do you guys remember when Josh Rosen was selected and it just felt super, super weird? Because all the talent that was selected before him at the quarterback position, it wasn't very many, but like, you look at the guys that got selected before Rosen who are still in the league, and then you look at Rosen and you're like, this guy should not have been a first-round pick.
To be fair, though, Rosen never got a fair shot.
That's fair.
That's the only thing I'll give you there.
I'm looking at Will Levis as I'm making this list, and I'm like, yes, he is one of the 5 best quarterbacks of the draft. Is he gonna amount to much? I don't know.
I think he is the Colts.
I mean, I think he'll be a decent to serviceable starter. I don't expect for this guy to be winning like MVPs or anything, but that's all I got to really say about him. I forgot to mention, I didn't add it, but the biggest con, and Cody, I don't know if you knew this, he doesn't use creamer for his coffee. His creamer is mayonnaise.
Yep.
Oh, I think you mentioned that to me.
Yeah, he puts mayonnaise in his
times.
coffee. After I read that, I was absolutely 100% out.
He also eats his bananas with the peel on. So.
Yes, he yes. The man eats bananas with the peeling, man. Hey, I hope Will Levis is watching this. Hey, you a weird mofo, dog. I can't have you. I can't have you on my team, bro. I couldn't cheer for you. I'm sorry.
That being said, next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I'd be like, bro, I know that Will Levis be
that
eating
being said,
eating banana peels and drinking mayonnaise coffee before the game starts. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Let's roll, baby.
All that being said, next week we do have Will Levis on the show.
Yeah.
Yep. Pulling up.
Hendon Hooker, man, a little over 3,100 yards, 27 pass touchdowns to 2 picks with 430 rush yards and 5 tutties. This would have probably been a lot better, but he did get injured. 6'4", 218. He's another guy he's got the AR build to him. There's about 4 guys that are really the last 4 we've went over. They're all pretty big, decent QBs.
Prototype.
Hooker's. I'm gonna call him Hendon instead of Hooker. Hendon. His size and mobility is nice. He has quiet mechanics. Is that what this is?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I made this thing. You can't even read it.
I'm not sure why you got quiet.
I'm not sure why it's quiet mechanics.
I don't know why. It might have said something else in my thing. Just whatever. I don't know, man. I was up late making these, so you didn't know what I was saying.
Roll.
He has a solid arm talent with the ability to make throws required at the NFL level at 25. I would hope so. He has great decision making, so he rarely puts the ball in harm's way, which is why he had 2 interceptions.
Man, he's never had more than 5 interceptions.
Yeah, that's a big thing, dude. He's never threw more than 5 picks in a season.
Ball security, baby.
So exactly, which is very nice for somebody that's going to be chosen in the 2nd or 3rd round. And when pressure starts coming, man, Henny can stand tall in the pocket and make passes with the players coming after him. I mean, at 6'4", 218, he can he can get out of stuff in the pocket, which is nice. But his 3 biggest cons, man, are pretty big. His age, like I said before, at 25, man, it's hard to come in because you don't really know their peak. He's probably already at his peak at 25. He's recovering from an ACL injury and from a team that just drafted somebody that was coming off of an injury, Matt Corral. It doesn't help him at all. So it's going to put him in the predicament that probably Matt Corral's in. He'll probably be a backup for just about his entire career, which isn't always awful, but still. And then his adjustment from the vertical spread tempo offense that he's in at Tennessee to an NFL-styled offense is going to be interesting to see how he transitions into that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have a whole lot to say about Hendon, but I don't know, man. I think that he'll be one of these guys that probably needs to sit and learn the NFL for a little while, which is not a bad thing. But he'll definitely need to learn and be on a little learning curve. But let's get into these mocks, man, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So let me pop over here where I can share my screen real quick. Boom. And share. Boom. Okay, y'all see it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
So we're going to start with the Carolina Panthers since we're ahead of Green Bay. We'll do a Carolina 7-round fast mock draft, then we'll do a Green Bay 7-round fast, and then we'll do it all first round. One day we'll probably come back and do a mock draft, and we'll do 7 rounds of everybody, and that'll just be our whole hour and a half, 2-hour episode.
Okay.
So we will start real quick.
Make sure you click
7 fast. Okay. And Panthers. Enter draft. Okay, here we go. So were we doing trades?
No, I don't think we're doing trades.
No trades this time?
No trades.
Okay.
No trades.
No trades this time. Okay, let's see what happens here. So until we get to there, we'll see how this goes. So Jalen Carter, Bryce Young, Miles Murphy, Will Levis, Will Anderson, Tyree Wilson, Anthony Richardson, Paris Johnson. CJ falls at 9.
Easy.
So that's an easy pick right there.
Make sure you switch the speed up because sometimes it breaks. It won't go fast enough. Yeah, sometimes it does that where it like breaks. Well, there you go.
Let's see, man. So we're looking here. Let's go look at if we're doing this. We'll look at tight end, but I'll also pull in edges also. Darnell Washington sitting there, and he's at 50. He's a rank 50, but you also got Andre Carter.
I'm a big Darnell Washington fan.
I'm big on Darnell too. So I think you're reaching a little bit because of this, but I don't really think the ranking really matters at PFF. You kind of take PFF ranking with a grain of salt. So I'm gonna take Darnell.
Darnell, my guy.
So
love me Darnell.
Come on now. And coming up, this is the pick for from the San Francisco 49ers.
So I would pick, if it was me, I would go Zach Harrison.
Zach Harrison? Okay.
If it was me.
Okay. You think it's a little so you got Zach Harrison for your edge.
Yep.
But I mean you've also got like a Jalen Hyatt.
Yep. But I want to pair Burns.
But you do need to get Burns somebody. So yeah, I'm good with Zach Harrison.
Zach Harrison's a freak.
There's your other edge. Okay. Where we're sitting at now at 93. This one's coming from
San Francisco.
San Francisco also.
Those both for the McCaffrey trade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Let's
see. Let's look at what's
A.T. Perry's not a bad shout.
Who?
He's the wide receiver from Wake Forest.
Oh, that's what I was about to go look at. Yeah. So we've got them. I'll be honest with you, man. I like Marvin Mims. We could get him in a later round, but I really think Marvin Mims is really nice. So A.T. Perry's not bad. Cedric Tillman's not bad. I do want to look at this real quick though. Whoops.
Do I see Keely Ringo is still on the board?
No. Keely would be a top guy.
I was gonna say if he's there.
Do you think you take? And let's say this, Panther fans. This is perhaps we'll say that Bradley Bozeman has been re-signed.
Yeah, Bradley Bozeman re-signed.
So because I think that you don't not re-sign him this offseason. So I'm not going to look at any interior offensive lineman.
Right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah. You thinking AT or you want to think?
The reason Cedric? I need to see how tall Cedric is real quick. Hold on, let me see something.
I wish
because the reason
see
he eventually he'll be able to. So he's 6'3". He's coming off an injury, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. He's not coming off an injury. That was stupid. But I've witnessed A.T. Perry for the last, really only 2 seasons, but 3 seasons against my favorite team, NC State. This dude's a dog. He's 6'5", 205, and his body control is just built different.
So you thinking A.T. Perry?
Yeah. I'm thinking, A.T. Perry. So then you get a 6'5" receiver. You have a 6'8" tight end. You have DJ Moore. So I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let's see, where are we at? 114.
Fourth round.
Fourth round.
Linebacker, running back, something like that.
I was about to say, I was going to go look at some linebackers because we haven't.
Is Owen Powell come out?
Yeah, Owen's coming out.
I want to make sure. Because I know
Peyton Wilson's not, right?
Yeah, Peyton Wilson's coming back to NC State.
Henry To'oTo'o's coming out, too. And Henry To'oTo'o's kind of having a down year.
Yeah, because remember, he was he's like a third-round pick that year, 2 seconds.
I called him Tutu. Henry To'oTo'o, though, is
But man, from what I'm seeing, man, Owen, I watched a lot of Owen, man. Owen's nice, but I'm also biased being an Auburn fan, so it's kind of hard.
Do you think you would fall to 132?
I think he could, but I also think Henry To'oTo'o could too. And Henry To'oTo'o is just as nice.
Well, so what about Ventrell Miller?
I haven't really watched much.
I haven't watched much of him either.
So I mean, I don't know. Let me do this too while we're sitting here.
Insane running back.
You guys need to draft Joe Tippmann, the center out of Wisconsin.
We don't need a center.
You need some cheese in your lineup.
You know who's good? Although I like the running back of Georgia, but Zach Evans is a monster.
Yeah, Zach Evans is nice. Real quick, there's a linebacker I want. He's not here no more. Linebacker out of Texas, dude. That dude has the hardest name I've ever seen, dude. That dude is like the craziest. Overshawn.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
That dude. Dude, have you seen pictures of that dude? That dude's
Yes.
like, I'm like, nah. I just want that guy because he looks awesome. I don't even care if he's good, man. That dude looks like a beast. Yeah, we'll go Zach Evans here, man. I'm good for Zach Evans, and then we'll hope.
I think the next pick needs to be a linebacker.
Yeah, I'm hoping that my man falls, and he did.
Owen Pop. Yep. Easy pick.
I'm good with Owen.
And just remember, in real life, this 147 is our last pick. Even though it says we have two more.
That's true. It
Yeah.
is. What did we
Riley
trade?
Moss.
87 and 28 for?
What?
What did we trade them to for?
Oh,
Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold.
It's something like that. I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. I do not know. I do not remember. I like Riley Moss though. That corner / safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. These next two, I guess we'll kind of just.
You can just draft people that maybe can be. I don't know. Who knows? We'll act like we have them.
Oh, maybe they're not going to give them to you. Oh no, they are. They are. I was like, what?
Yeah, just steal like a 7th and just force the trade so it doesn't happen. Yep, force trade, and then it won't grade it.
There you go. Okay, now we don't have any picks.
Yeah.
So that's
all
what
the way
the
to
normal.
the end.
Yeah, I know, right? Got to wait for 60 more picks. Yeah, this thing's fast, but it's not fast enough.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I wish that they had a button where you could be like, just send to the end.
Yeah. But I guess one thing
for our coaches too.
Yeah, I guess what we'll do though, real quick though, while it's bringing this up, draft night, the night of the actual draft itself, me and Cody and maybe CK if he wants to join or not, it's up to him. We're going to have the full length of the draft. Of course, we can't watch it on here. I can't share my screen, can't show you the TV or nothing. But we'll definitely be sitting here having reactions. We'll sit here the whole time, man. We will. I'm gonna see how I can stream it directly onto YouTube, so that maybe people can join in with us and watch it with us. I think that'd be kind of fun to do, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But yeah, so right now we're looking at an A- grade. I mean, with the PFF mock drafts, man, you got to take it and leave it, man. You take this with a grain of salt. With these also, because let's be honest, this C is kind of silly. This dude's a beast. He's not a C at 50, or at 39 because he's ranked 50th. But this draft, man, you wouldn't hear me complaining.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain at all.
You kind of hit on everywhere you needed. Your top 3 picks were the most biggest thing. CJ fell to you at 9, which is awesome. Or if it was Anthony Richardson, I'd be cool with that too.
Yep.
And I'm always biased for a good Auburn player. So, but yeah, I'm good with that. So we'll go back, start another mock draft.
Packers.
We will be Green Bay Packers, and this one's going to be Cody. I'll start here just so we can get through the first couple picks.
Yeah.
So we're Cody.
I know who I want, but
yeah,
we'll see if they go somewhere else.
Here we go. Jalen. Will win it too. Okay. Bryce Young, Miles Murphy, Brzee Stroud, Richardson. What?
Yeah, no QB film.
Oh, wow.
Oof.
L.
Oof.
Here we go. Your boy's there.
Okay.
He sure is. So if you guys have been following for long enough, you already know who I'm going to pick. Give me my man out of USC, Mr. Jordan Addison, please.
Oh, I totally thought it was.
That's not who I thought you was going.
That's not who
I thought you was going. Mike Mayer.
I thought you were going there too.
No.
So if Jordan doesn't fall, are you going, Michael?
No. So I've actually went ahead and decided that my first 2 picks my first 2 picks for number 15 spot would either be one of 2 receivers. It would either be Jordan Addison or it would be Quentin Johnston at a TCU. Because
if Quentin fell for y'all, that would be very nice.
That would be very, very nice. But I will also take Jordan because I think that he's the second best receiver in this draft, right behind Quentin. And I would absolutely love to have Jordan Addison on the team.
Man, you guys only have 5 7th-round picks.
A good old Jordan to Jordan connection.
Mm-hmm.
So we will go. Good. That's what I wanted last time. What the crap? Why are we going that fast earlier? Okay.
It's that Packer magic. Let's go tight end because we're gonna need it. I do see that Darnell's there.
Darnell.
Actually, go ahead and give me Cade Stover out of Ohio State. I liked him a lot. I thought he was a big physical tight end, so I think he'd be great. Let's see here. What else are we needing? We really need safety help. So
there's Jordan Battle.
There he is. Yeah, DeMarvin Overshown. That dude's a beast.
Yes.
Jordan Battle's nice too, man. I'd see if the Carolina Panthers, man, if we could somehow get these three, I know it's a Packers draft, but if we could get these three right here, man, you're not gonna hear me complaining in the later round.
I was gonna say, we really needed a thing that really stood out for us this year, I think, is that we need big safety help. I think Jordan Battle's that guy. So go ahead and give me Jordan Battle.
Jordan Battle it is.
I like Jordan Battle a lot, actually. The little bit of college football, if you guys don't know, I don't really watch college football like that, but the little bit that I did watch when Alabama was playing, I did absolutely like I did absolutely like Jordan Battle. So
y'all need a center?
We do not need a center. we have a center. I know the Wisconsin connection. We could probably use another edge though. So give me KJ Henry.
KJ Henry's
dog. You want to look at the edges first, or you still want KJ?
Scroll down just a little bit. Who's the guy out of Nebraska? No. Go ahead and give me KJ Henry.
Okay. KJ's not bad.
No, I did watch that Clemson game versus Tennessee, so that's pretty good. They were pretty nice.
FYI for you this, Peyton Wilson is not available. He went back to NC State.
Okay. I know it says that we need to draft a linebacker. We just got Quay Walker and we have Devondre Campbell. Both are very capable linebackers. Let's get either Jordan or Aaron some help here. Let's go guard. And let me pick up Nick Broker out of Mississippi.
That's the disrespect. Oh man.
Here we go. Since he's actually still there, let me get Ventrell Miller. I know I just talked about not getting a linebacker, but he's fallen this far. So
and now come the 4 7th round.
Do y'all really have this many picks?
We sure do.
You got that 4 7th.
God, for what?
There goes Zach Kuntz. Man.
I don't remember.
Drake's dog.
It's because you're a fucking State fan.
Hey, that man. I have news. That man finished third in the ACC or second in ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and he was not first team All ACC. Just so you're aware.
Oh man,
there you go.
I don't even know how to begin to say that name. But
Habuka Bladano.
Let me go ahead and do something for myself and get Darius Davis out of TCU. The wide receivers. The wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
He faced.
Do you think we need a QB?
Yeah.
Position you want?
Let's go corner.
Special teams?
No, we don't need special teams. Cameron Mitchell at a Northwestern. Yeah, let's go Cameron Mitchell at a Northwestern. That'd be good. I don't know much about him, but he sounds like a Packer.
Dude, you have to go Hunter LePuc.
Why? Okay, just explain why.
Fullback, North Dakota State. Already wears green and yellow.
If we're being honest, you didn't know who the last guy was you drafted. Might as well not know who this one is either.
Might as well. We're getting down into like the nitty gritty. Like I knew the first couple guys. Now I'm just like, I don't know who these guys are.
Just you wait till I look at this man's stat, and he was an absolute dog.
Right, sure. Dude's got 18 touchdowns.
Let's see.
Sure,
this is dude. This is the monster from North Dakota State.
Of course it is.
Let's take him.
He's a Packer.
Go Pack, go!
Okay, if you're wondering, this man has in his entire college career had 24 rushing touchdowns.
Jesus
On-
Christ.
It's a dog, man.
Nice.
Dog.
Jaden Reed out of Michigan State. Let's get Jaden Reed.
Hey,
That'd be
y'all
good.
drafting a lot of wide receivers. Like
You need 'em,
4.
baby. This dude's a dog.
So here's what we're looking at, man.
Personal favorite
C+.
pick, Hunter LaPuke.
So overall, why is Cade Stover an F?
Because
Because he was second. He was projected to be a 5th round pick, and you picked him in the 2nd.
My man, dude, it's the way he said it. Because I can't see him, but I can just hear it in his voice. Like, why is he a F? I can feel the disrespect coming from Cody's heart, man. I can feel the
Why is he
hurt.
an F?
This man was all conference fullback every single year he played.
Hey, all I'm
What's your
saying
LeBron?
is Jordan Battle was ranked 79, and Cody put him at 78, and still got only a C+. It's
That's
kind
what
of
I'm
crappy.
saying.
That's at least a B+.
PFF, fix your shit.
Oh, man.
Look. I'm gonna say the same thing that Aaron said though. If I see this on draft day, honestly, I'm not gonna be upset about it. Maybe not as many wide receivers, but we've been wide receiver needy for a long time. So I'm trying to make up for all the years of not drafting one. But at least the first 5, I think is something that we really need as far as like position wise go, and we really saw that this year. So that's mainly why I drafted who I drafted. I've been on Jordan Addison for a long time. You can ask these guys. I really hope that we do get Jordan Addison. I think he's a great receiver. He's definitely not a B. That's an A+ guy. So
It's actually a Hunter Lipke. I was spelling it wrong. Saying it wrong, I mean. Hunter Lipke. Lipke.
Man, let's knock this out real quick.
Future
One round,
dog.
All right,
Let's
man,
go,
do
baby.
this real quick. No trades, of course. We're not doing
Broncos
that.
country, let's ride.
Let's do this. Chicago
Broncos.
Bears, man. Let's be
Carter.
honest. We know how it is, man. You're either taking Carter or you're taking Will Anderson. I think that.
Give me Carter.
I think they go Carter. So, well, Cody,
Yep.
you good with that? Cody, yeah.
yeah. I'm good.
Jalen Carter. Okay, this is a consensus. We all know where this is going. This is Bryce
Bryce.
Young.
Bryce Young. Yep.
Arizona Cardinals. Arizona's going to take whoever the Bears don't. So to give them Will Anderson,
Fact.
right? Okay.
Yep. I like that.
Right here,
Levis.
what do we think here?
Will Levis. They're
You
going to mess
think?
up and take
I
Will.
think their fans want CJ bad, but I think they're going to fall in love with Will.
That's what I think too, man. So I'm going to go Will also. I agree with you there. Here, they're going to go edge. I think it's going to be Miles Murphy.
Miles Murphy.
It
Dog.
would have been Jared Verse, but he went back to FSU. So no, Miles
Good for
Murphy. Right here, man. People could talk about CJ or AR. It's not going to happen. Jared Goff won him enough games. So here, man, I think they go interior, and I think they take Brian.
I would agree with that.
Got to give Hutch some help, man.
Yeah. The Raiders.
I think this is where
man,
CJ goes.
Yeah, I can see him going here, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but let's say they go get Tom Brady.
Yep.
I
CJ
don't
Stroud.
think that you still think they take CJ.
I
don't think
they
so.
would.
'Cause look, if they either take Tom Brady or Jimmy G, they're not going to go for a quarterback at that point, in my opinion.
Possibly.
I
just think they're going to. I feel like they. I mean, maybe they don't.
I mean,
If
they
they
don't have
don't,
any
they're going
OL.
Paris Johnson.
They don't really. That's what I was thinking. They don't have any OL, so they kind of could use Paris Johnson.
They need to go OL.
Yeah.
Probably Paris Johnson. Yeah, just get Paris Johnson.
Okay.
Let's say they get Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They go
Yeah,
Paris
we'll
Johnson.
go
Let's go
with
They
Peter
go
Skoronski.
now. They go
so
win
they
now.
get
Peter Skoronski, baby.
yeah, Paris is the number one overall tackle in this draft, I think. Here, man, I think I don't think they're going to go QB this season.
Tyree Wilson.
I think they would wait. I could see Tyree Wilson. I could also see them taking Witherspoon just to pair up beside AJ Terrell. But I would probably go to Tyree Wilson.
That'd be good.
Now, here's where, as Panther fans, you are conflicted. Are you taking AR
I think
or are you taking
confliction.
CJ?
CJ.
You taking
it's
CJ?
Even as a
personally
huge
looking at
Anthony
it-
Richardson fan.
If it's me personally looking at it from a non-bias perspective, if you want a guy that you can really build up and mold into your own, you're going to take Anthony Richardson. That's just me.
I'm very biased toward Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I'm still picking CJ.
Yeah.
Either
CJ 's
one is going to be great.
Either one's
Man,
good.
I'll
I do think
rock
that's
with
a.
CJ this
I do
time.
think it's a fantasy land thinking that 2 are going to fall to us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Brian Branch, you are a Philadelphia Eagle.
Oh yeah, that's great.
and Brian Branch probably will be, but I also could see one of the corners, one of these two going also, depending on what James Bradbury does also. But we'll go Brian Branch.
Got to replace CJG, baby.
You know though, like something that we haven't really talked about a whole lot. Jason Kelsey might be retiring, so maybe Peter Skoronski becomes a Philadelphia Eagle.
I could see it.
Because then they can move Landon Dickerson inside to center.
Mm-hmm.
Or they have Cam Jurgens, baby.
Boom. Tennessee Titans at 11, man. Looks like they need wide receiver, tackle, and edge. So we're thinking you've got Derrick Henry, so you might as well build him somebody to run behind.
Skoronski goes here, I think.
Skoronski?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Quentin, but Peter probably makes sense, yeah.
I don't think Quentin goes to the Titans. I think they still want to.
That's why.
So I don't think he goes to the Titans because I feel like the Titans are still trying to see what they have out of who did they draft last year?
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to see what they got out of Treylon Burks, and also they got to figure out what they're going to do with Ryan Tannehill, if he's still going to be their guy. So maybe this is where Anthony Richardson goes.
They did just
draft. I see what you're saying. I know what you're going to say. They did just draft Malik Willis, but like maybe they're looking at Richardson and being like, this is the more NFL ready guy. Maybe they compete for a little bit for the position.
Anthony Richardson's beating out Malik Willis. Easy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are we thinking here, man?
I mean, both of you said Peter, so we'll go Peter.
Okay.
I think that'd be the smart pick by the Titans.
Houston here, man. Houston, you've got to get some help somewhere. I mean, so I would say probably Quentin, but I could also see Jackson. I could also see Jordan. I think it'll be a receiver here. In all honesty,
it'll be Quentin.
Yeah, it'd probably be Quentin.
Okay. The Jets. I don't think they're not drafting a QB. I don't see it happening. Could they?
No, they're gonna have Aaron Rodgers.
That could very well happen. But I mean, I don't know.
Click on analysis real quick. I want to see what their fans are picking. Okay.
So they're taking line.
Yeah,
it's interesting that they also got Brian Branch down there at 8.3%. That's interesting.
So they've reached for Broderick did not give up a single sack his entire career. So.
Do we think Porter Jr. goes first round or no?
Who?
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah, he'll go first round.
Do we think he goes to the Jets to shore up that secondary with Sauce Gardner?
If you're taking a corner now, you're probably taking one of these two.
That's fair.
Because not just because of their ranking, but these two probably really are the two best. I mean, I also think that Cam Smith is really good too.
Yeah,
bunch of good corners.
But yeah, I think they go Broderick Jones.
Yep.
Okay, I respect that.
I'm gonna go with what their fans did. Yeah.
The Patriots, man, they're probably going receiver, right? Skowinski.
Yeah, wide receivers. They're picking either a tackle, receiver, or a corner.
Yeah. I could see them taking Witherspoon, man. I think Witherspoon was their pick for not Stephen A. Mel Kiper's draft was Devin.
Oh well, he's never wrong. Let's go Witherspoon.
Mel Kiper knows everything.
Yeah, he knows everything.
Yeah, he's never wrong.
Jimmy Clausen.
I was just saying. I wasn't saying like he's right. I was just saying.
Mel Kiper said. So it's got to be true.
Mel Kiper said that Jimmy Clausen was a cancer prospect.
Man, shut the hell up, man. Jesus Christ.
Let's go with a spin, bro.
Shut up, man. I swear to God.
Let's go BJ.
I can see Luca Van Ness going here as an edge. Get some edge help.
Yeah, I can see
I think for the meme we go Witherspoon.
I could see a Devon Witherspoon going.
You know what?
Just go Witherspoon.
And you're getting Michael Mayer.
Yeah, no, I'm
No,
not.
you know what? No, no,
Jordan
you're not.
Addison.
I'm giving you Bijan Robinson.
No, we don't need a running back. We need Jordan
Have a
Addison.
three
as
running-
SC.
Addison.
Just have three running backs rush over 1,000 yards.
Now
year
this
for
one's
year.
Anthony Richardson.
The Green Bay Packers drafted
Yeah,
Anthony
yeah,
Richardson.
Yeah. Washington's taking AR without
Person,
a
Mel
doubt.
Kiper.
Right.
Hey,
Mel
listen.
Kiper,
Yeah, Mel Kiper. Different guy. Okay.
Why
our
are you-
father. Mel
I
Kiper.
keep putting the L in there.
I don't know. It's Kiper.
Mel Kiper. He's gonna say, "They should draft Anthony Richardson." Packers draft Anthony Richardson. First overall.
Man, that Mel Kipler.
Mel
Let me tell you
Kiper.
something.
Is he? God, he really doesn't have an L in there. Wow, I just made that up. Okay.
Mel Kiper.
The Steelers, man, they're probably gonna go corner. I mean, they could go
It's skill.
linebacker, but I'm going corner with Christian Gonzalez to the
Okay.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'll be honest with you. I think Michael Mayer would be really good as a tight end for the Steelers. But
They've got they'd have to run a double tight end set then because they've got a Freiermuth.
Farmers.
oh, I forgot about Pat.
Pat
I forgot
Freiermuth.
about.
The Lions, pretty much defense.
You know, this might be where Porter goes or Cam Smith.
Ooh, Cam Smith to Detroit would. That sounds actually.
I
really
would be.
good.
I actually like that too. I'm good with that.
I could see that.
Tampa Bay needs a lot.
God, that's 5 needs.
That's-
That's so.
They need a lot, buddy.
I know they need a lot.
I could see him taking Michael Mayer here, dude, if he fell. 100%.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see him taking. Let's see.
I'm
here.
gonna look up how big Luca Von
Let's
Noss
see
is.
what their analysis is. Yeah,
Michael
right
Mayer.
where we're sitting now. Yeah, they're taking Michael, but apparently
How big is
position wise,
Luka?
they're
It's
taking
QB.
they're taking QB, but there's not a QB right now unless you
Tanner
reach for Tanner. But I think you could wait and get in the second round or third round and take Hendon Hooker.
Unless they go ahead and just draft Hendon and just kind of hope.
God, that would be awful.
Sounds perfect to me.
Do we look?
Dude, we gotta
in-
make this realistic, man. I'm not making some stupid Mel Kiper draft.
I think there's a
I was gonna
chance
say,
they go
do
Lucas.
we think there's
Lucas,
a
I'm
chance
good
that
with
the Bucks try and move up in the draft to
Absolutely.
get their guy at QB?
They might try, but at the
Might
same
try.
time, their offensive line is gonna it's literally gonna fall apart.
Bucks move up
after
to
this season.
the 15 spot. We move down.
So should
but-
we look at Anton Harrison then for their?
I think it's more interior. So like that
Okay.
Florida guy down there.
Florida, man.
Osiris?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Osiris would be a good pick for them.
Okay,
Might be a
we'll
little
go
bit of a
Osiris
reach,
for
but
them. Yeah.
I think they need a guard. Okay, cool. Yeah.
On the clock.
Who did we pick for
Guards
them
turn.
before? Did we pick Brian Brees?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Miles Murphy.
Oh, Miles Murphy. Okay.
I think we got close to Breeze, but we didn't end up.
Yeah.
Let's see what their deal looks like.
What do they need?
They need DL, but
Seeker's not that busy.
we already took an edge, so.
Bijan Robinson.
Don't need a run.
Nah, they don't need a running back. They could use a tight end, but at the same time, man.
This seems like this is definitely a luxury pick.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Nolan Smith probably would make the most sense here.
Nolan
Or
Smith.
honestly, I could see them also trying to take
Sure,
Joey
Spencer.
Porter Jr. and getting help with
Yeah,
Tariq
Building
Woolen.
up. Yeah, get Tariq Woolen a partner. Partner. in crime.
Yeah, I could see Joey Porter landing in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with Joey Porter.
I agree with that. Ha, look at the
Ha,
Dolphins. Nerds.
Trying to
Tom
spy on
Brady, bud.
Tom Brady, boy.
Right here, man. You're taking a receiver. You're probably taking Jackson, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Jackson Smith and Jigba, you are a Los Angeles Charger.
Ravens, you need a lot, but you're
Zay
looking at
Flowers.
edge. So
Say Flowers.
you think they say Zay Flowers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say Flowers is dope.
Even though Lamar Jackson's not going to be a Raven next year, yeah, we'll give you some help. Go Tyler Huntley. Right here, man. I know it says defensive interior, man, but I think they go linebacker here, and I think you're looking at Trenton Simpson.
Yeah, you
I
probably
literally know
should look
nothing
at my
about the
cousin
Vikings.
now.
I literally know nothing about the Vikings. At least you're honest, man. I can't even say that.
Just
I just
know
don't
that
care
they
about
have a whole empty trophy case, and if there are any Vikings fan watching this, just know you're terrible.
Maybe they just try and get the successor Tanner McKee.
Jesus Christ.
You need to draft Bijan Robinson.
Give me.
Let's go Trenton.
Yeah, let's go Trenton. We'll do Trenton.
Jaguars.
Jacksonville's, man, they need a little bit of everything.
Bijan Robinson.
Who's a DB? Where's their safety at? They have Cisco, but I don't know anybody. I don't know the other one.
I don't know why, but I just don't feel like Michael Mayer's falling this far in the draft.
Probably not, but yeah.
Antonio Johnson. Well, actually, because Evan Ingram is a free agent. Technically speaking.
We should have Mel Kiper on the show.
True.
We got him. He's right here.
Mel Kiper. We get the off-brand. Mel Kiper.
Mel Kipler.
All right, dude. You may take Michael here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We have Mel Kiper at home. The Mel Kiper at home.
We have Mel Kiper at home, man. I swear to God.
Giants just need.
God, this is our longest podcast.
Yeah,
I know.
It's about almost 2 hours. Let's get it.
I'm trying to hurry up, guys. I really am.
Who's wide receiver? Let's just make him reach.
Josh Downs.
Nope. Nah.
I can't give you Josh Downs.
No, can't do it. Let's see.
No, take Jalen Hyatt. I feel like Jalen Hyatt would go. Tanner McKee, baby.
Where's Jalen Hyatt at?
Did you say Jalen Hyatt?
Yeah.
The wide receiver.
This is what he's about to do. The same thing you did with that tight end.
This wide receiver was so much larger. He's a 64, man. He's so far down. Jesus Christ.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Stop.
Okay,
You don't even watch college football. Stop.
Let's go. Lucas Van Ness. Okay, they build their defensive line even more.
Okay, you go with that. Cowboys.
Tony
Pollard's a free agent.
Bijan Robinson.
They're gonna franchise tag Tony Pollard. They're gonna keep
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson.
Y'all being serious?
Yes.
Bijan Robinson.
Because this is where I think Bijan goes.
Yeah, in real life he's gonna go right here, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson's going to Cowboys.
Trying to make this realistic, guys.
Nolan Smith right here.
Did I forget to mention Bijan Robinson?
The
Bengals
quarter.
Whoever the top offensive
line. Who's drafting LSU guy? The last couple guys have been pretty good there.
Antonio Anton Harrison.
Yeah, you're taking
the Broncos.
Tanner McKee.
Punter.
Punter.
Oh my God, dude.
Broncos.
Or maybe the Bills could do that. I mean, they draft a punt guy, and then he did, some stuff.
Okay.
Get Sika Ika, whatever you say it.
Nah, Darnell Wright.
Interior. There you go. This is the best mock draft you've ever seen.
Chiefs, man, I could see them probably taking a wide receiver here. You could probably argue defensive line too.
You think BJ Ojolari?
That's what I was thinking, BJ.
Yep.
And then the Eagles, this is kind of a luxury pick.
Hey, imagine Dalton Kincaid goes here. They love them some tight ends.
Yeah, and not Schultz.
You got it. You figured it out.
Who's there?
If you're gonna say Dallas Goedert's a free agent, he's not.
Okay, he's not.
No,
okay,
he's not. He's still got.
I could see them taking some. Isn't
their edge. Edge is.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Andre Carter.
Brandon Graham is gonna. I don't know if he's up, but he's old.
Carter.
Oh, what a draft! Very realistic until the
26th
pick.
Well, we got it right here. Just gave up. We're just not lying. We got it right
here. That's really realistic. The Cowboys are going to go out in a 3 running back set with Dak Prescott. Just you wait. You see that formation they ran?
The entire time next year, boys. Entire time next year.
We need to tag Mel Kiper in this.
They're going to have 7 offensive linemen out there with 3 running backs and Dak Prescott for the final play of the game. All right.
All right. Well, ladies and gents, that's the show. It was fun. We're going to do more of this mock stuff as we get closer and closer to draft day. And then we're going to be doing our actual draft thing where we'll try to get it.
We'll be more serious next time.
Yeah, sure. But anyways, follow the podcast.
We'll have a full episode of just mock drafts.
Yes. We will. Anyways, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at Pack the Bank. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.